Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night. Where tonight we're here live and exclusive on Top Split TV for round 10 of Sunday Night Lights. Of course, we're at Zolder this week. Tricky little circuit, just a bit under 2 minute lap at 140 odd, 40 to 45s, probably around the 45 mark early on. Might get down to a 43 if we're lucky. I'm your host, of course, Alex McKellar, and joining me once again is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Corey, big night of racing ahead for us once again.
That is exactly right, Alex. And we have a huge stuff on offer too at a 44-14, which is amazing. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys tackle this tight, difficult track, especially in those chicanes on the early laps. This is going to be one to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to see us back in the 4K range this week once again. The best and the brightest coming out to play once again, showing once again where we can get some great racing on a Sunday night, mate. And looking forward to this week's action once again. Now I'm going to chuck up, if I can, the championship standings to this point in the season, and I might get rid of the qualifying mode just for a moment while we do. Benny Simonson, not only is he clearing out at the top of the SNL standings, but he is also clearing out at the top of the official standings, which is once again shows the value of this kind of racing on a Sunday night. Lee Anderson, Manu Luketa, they're vying for P2 at the moment, really. And Christian Perez, who we haven't seen for a while, he's fourth. Pablo Espez, who I think was thinking about showing up tonight as well, although I don't see his name. Oh, there he is. No, he's out there for sure. He's rounding out our top five. First leading Aussie driver is Corey Lean, down in P7 from the ANZ club. And he spent a lot of time in the second split this season, Corey, which just goes to show you that you can do all right down from there as well.
Well, that's exactly right, Alex. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about the consistency and getting results. And obviously, down in the second split, he's getting himself some really solid results, and it's definitely showing in the points tally as we do have qualifying well and truly underway. I think the first car that's going to cross the line and set a time is going to be the 4 of Tim Hendrickson. And it looks like he has gone with a 45.797. Not too shabby for a first lap. And at the moment, it is only second to Dennis Johansson. DJ going for a 45.497.
Yeah, absolutely. Johansson coming out to play for his new team. He's got the new livery on here tonight and looking to get in amongst it once again. I'm just going to try and find a nice tight angle so we can see what's going on. Hendrickson's joining us once again, the Team Torpedo driver. He's sitting in there in P3, as you say. I got so distracted, I just stuck it on Toshimasa Hanada for the first couple of minutes. But there you go, folks. Seb Schultz dropping to the top of the leaderboard. Just 7 100ths ahead of Johansson there with a 145.4 to light up the timings after his first lap.
And it looks like John Skoltz, one of the AusNZ drivers for Team Milo, unfortunately failing out of his second lap there after setting a 146.049. But I just had to stop and think for myself for a second. When is the last time we saw Tim Hendrickson as the number 4 car, Alex? That seems unimaginable.
Well, with 6,300 I rating, you don't often rock up and be car number 4, that's for sure. But look, he's here tonight. He's going to rock up to what would be nearly a local track for him as we're on board with Hanada this time round as he comes through the final chicane. And he's hoping to put on a good show, no doubt, is young Mr. Hendrickson, as Hanada now crossing the line. He has improved enough to jump up to P4. Coming up next will be Anderson. He's just crossed as well. Vico is about to cross the line. He has done so as well. A few guys setting their quicker times, but not really getting up the board. Simonson, once again, he's out He's on his first. He's jumped to the top, but Scholz, and Lucetta have pipped him. I would suggest, though, that Simonson's now got a second lap. He's only got to make 2.5 tenths up. My experience here, though, Corey, has been the second lap is not always quicker as we ride on board with, or on at least following with Simonson as he comes to close out his second lap. What can he do here this time round? I don't know that he's done it. 46.3 has not improved and will start from, I beg your pardon, 45.1. Has improved a little bit, but just missed out, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And I personally don't have much experience around this track, but I do believe it's just the low speed, high speed nature of some of these corners. It really just burns up the tires a little bit when normally it is conducive for producing grip. But it just seems that here, you know, you get your first lap out of the way, and that's going to be your best one. As I'm looking at Russell Clark here, who is out on a cool down lap of sorts, all the way down in 10th position, only one behind Tim Hendrickson, who has 3 wheels on his wagon, sitting out of the final chicane.
Yeah, caught a glimpse of that before. Hendrickson might want to be careful going that direction. Oh no, he's going the right way. I thought he might have caused himself an injury and got himself disqualified there at the same time. As we say, cool down laps happening at the moment. Grebstad joining us once again down in P15. Not had a lot of track time this week. In fact, he's had about 20 minutes, so hence we see him down about P15. Expect him to make his way through the field a little bit. We know he's got pace once he finds his legs. It's just a matter of can he find them quick enough, Corey?
Well, it's going to be hard to say. I mean, this is not exactly an easy track to try and handle, but it looks like pretty much everyone's finished their qualifying times, and we have actually run out of time, so it's time to go through the grid, Alex.
Well, let's do that for round 10 here at Zolder for Sunday Night Lights. Sebastian Schultz, he's managed to grab pole. One of the few times he will have pipped Benny Simonson here from UK&I in P2. In fact, he's been our pole sitter pretty much every week he's got here. So congrats to Seb Schultz, who's managed to pip Simonson this week round. Manu Lucetta for Thrustmaster Movano Racing in P3 tonight. Anthony Catt for UK&I. Great to see the Cat Man back. He's in P4 tonight. Dennis Johansson. His team name hasn't come up properly, but I'll try and fix that for Mr. Johansson. He's out of P5. Great to see him back here on a Sunday night. George Matsushinsky is becoming a regular here tonight. He starts out at P6. Toshimasa Hanada from Japan. Great to see Toshi back in a Sunday Night Lights event. Pablo Espes for R70 team. He's out of P8 tonight. Tim Hendrickson for Team Torpedo out of P9. Russell Clark, the leading ANZ driver, and Team Milo Bossman out of P10. Alexis Vico from Iberia out of P11 tonight. Brett McBurney, the ANZ driver, out of P12 as we go over the page. P13, the Puce-powered machine of Lee Anderson. P14 tonight, Team Milo's John Scholz. Watch for Scholz, he's got a bit of toe. Mr. Hawkon Grebstad for Team Ovaltine out of P15. Craig Biley for ANZ out of P16 tonight. Mark Van Dalen for UK&I out of 17th. Alvaro Garcia for Iberia out of 18th. Thomas Torp, he's back tonight from Scandinavia. He's out of P19. And Ben Snell failing to set a time. Once again, the Team Milo driver sneaking into P20 here tonight. Corey, who's your money on to come through and take this one out?
I'm not sure. It's going to be hard to look past Hendrickson with this being a local track for him. He'd be wanting to get a good result as the red lights mean rev, the green lights mean go, and we are underway here for our race from the Zolder Park here in Belgium.
Absolutely, as the drivers come down for the first of 14 laps into turn 1 this time round. There's 2 and 3 wide throughout, as you would expect in the early stages, but everyone seems to have got through okay. Still 2 by 2, they're going Noah's Ark style. Couple of jostling. Oh, we've lost a couple there. It's Russell Clark diving down through the order now. He's had contact by the looks with the, is it the 13 car that's just beside him? Vico and those two have had a very unhappy start. Russell Clark dropping immediately 9 positions from his great qualification spot, Corey.
And that's very unfortunate for the boss of Team Milo there. But on the plus side, he still does have Ben Snell and John Skoltz in the race. John Skoltz up to 11th at the moment, just behind Lee Anderson. Looks like he's just a little bit closed in at the moment, unable to really make a move as Anderson is side by side with Hanada in front of him. But at the moment, Sebastian Schultz leading the way in the number 3 plated car at the moment, Alex.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a gap going. I might chuck up the thing so we can see that gap. He's about half a second ahead, nearly 6/10, although it's compressing a little bit behind him. So, look, I don't know that he's at risk of running away quite yet, but certainly after a good start. Simonson, though, is no slouch, as we know, leading both the Sunday Night Lights and official championships so far this season, and he's got a long string of cars behind him, eagerly licking their lips and hoping he can catch the leader.
Well, that is the end goal at the end of the day, and this is a long line of cars. I mean, even though it's only been 1 lap, I'm surprised that there hasn't been more drama going through some of these tight little chicanes, including the Gilles Villeneuve chicane after, well, in the turn 7 complex, as we found out all 3-4 of those corners are the same corner, even though they're not. But at the moment, you know, everything just seems kind of settled and calm, although there looks like there was a little bit of action at the back this time involving Craig Byerly in the 15 plated car, Alex.
Yeah, I'll duck back and see if I can grab a replay if my thing stops jumping around. Let's see what we can see here. Oh, we're not on Briley. It would help if we were on him. All right, we'll go back again. Hang on, see if we can't grab it. There we go. Coming into turn 1 by the looks. Up the inside, you've got a Team Milo car. The rear, I'm gonna guess that's probably Ben Snell. It is the 16 car, and he's lost the rear of the car under braking into turn 1, and the 15 car of Craig Briley's just collected him somewhat. And then turned, and there's big action there. He's into the 16 or the 19 car of Alvaro Garcia, and both are out. Oh, gee, I didn't expect it to unfold quite like that, Corey, but there was a bit of action at the rear of the field, as you say.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And unfortunately, it looks like John Skoltz throughout the laps also come into a little bit of mischief. But the race will continue on, and this leading pack is now only a pack of 8, which extends down to Tim Hendrickson sitting there in the 8th position, who has been making some great strides here early in the race after starting pretty deep in the field, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'll tell you what, my timing is lighting up with so-and-so crashed and then so-and-so else crashed. Let's go see what happened to Hanada here. He's looking okay. He's missing the front wing, and then he's just gone into the pits. Here we go. Some more action here. Vasquez, no. Oh, there's a bit of three-wheeler action there. That's not going to be very good. I'll tell you what, there's a few cars looking somewhat second-hand around the track at the moment. We'll jump back up to the front, and we are now down to a pack of 5. Johansson on the rear of the top 5 there. Espes looking to bridge the gap with Hendrickson hard charging behind him, Corey.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. And these leaders are playing a very smart game right now, although there are a few gaps forming as Simonson now looking to the inside of Schultz for the lead. And it looks like going into turn 9 there, he's going to get it. And now it's just going to be back to status quo as there's a gap between the top 5 and then the following 3. Following 3 being led by Pablo Espes right now. But hopefully Hendrickson can jump onto the front of that pack and maybe pull them towards the top 5 here towards the end of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. I would assume that Hendrickson and Espes both got a fair amount of pace in these cars, obviously. Although the gap is now 2.2 seconds. They will struggle to pull that back. I would suggest that we are now down to a battle between our top 5, with Simonson leading Schultz, Kat, Johansson, and Lucetta now tucked in behind the leading pack as we grab a bit of a wide shot round this looping inner bowl almost of turns 2, 3, and 4. Turn 4, you leave it in 4th gear and try and get the good run down the longer straight. So it's turn 4 is obviously the most important corner, but you've banged it, your flat stick, as we see the 3 car of Sebastian Schultz really playing defensive. Oh, you don't want to grab too much of that second apex of that first chicane, because the car will go west, young man, as we see side by side now. Oh, I'll tell you what, Cat really putting some pressure and gets it done. The 11 car, Anthony Cat, into the second chicane. Oh, Schultz has come a cropper nearly there, and that'll cost him another position. The Johansson going through, taking full advantage as Schultz got loose on the exit of the second chicane.
What this has done, Alex, is this has given Simonson a little bit of a reprieve. He's got a 9/10 of a second gap over Anthony Cat at the moment. It's not enough to rule out a draft back, but it's definitely something that Simonson can work with. If he goes a little bit deeper into some of these corners, he could possibly try and extend that gap here a little bit. And Anthony Cat will be doing everything in his power to stop that from happening at the moment.
Well, I tell you what, these guys have got to be careful, because Simonson's a great front runner and he could run away with this, although the interval, you can just see it starting to tick down as they hit one of the straights, albeit a shorter one. It all depends now on how they get through these corners in this opening section of the circuit. You're in 3rd gear as you go through turn 1. Again, quick flick into 4th, back down to 3rd. He's take this sweeping right-handers, couple of them, back into 4th, leave it in 4th. For turn 4 as you come onto that back straight, as we said last lap, and it is the most important corner. Beautiful when you get it right. Just lean into the outside left tyres. Oh, some of them leaning a bit hard as they grab the dirt, and you see it kicked up behind them. But Simonson now, he's holding that 8 to 9 tenths of a second gap. Oh, look at the rear of Simonson's car step out as he rotates through, tries to get on the gas really early through there. Although it did cost him a little bit, losing almost a tenth through there, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. But I'm just having a quick little look further back a little bit. With Schultz making that one mistake and checking up the back of that top 5 here a little bit, Tim Hendrickson is now going to be back in this race because he is just in the draft range of Manuel Luqueta, sitting there in 5th. So this could be a little bit more of an interesting race, because we could have a 7-car pack here in the lead as the margins, as Schultz again gets a little bit loose on one of the corners, and that's going to put him back into 5th if Luqueta can effect this overtake. But again, that just works into Hendrickson's hand here, but it also allows the top 3 to extend their advantage over the second lot of 4 here.
Yeah, absolutely. As we were riding on board Hendrickson there, and you could see that gap just close demonstrably straight away as Schultz made another error there. As we see, we're still on board here. Oh, look at that. The wheel work through turn 1 as they go side by side in front of Hendrickson this time round. It's a great view here from the blue and orange machine. Team Torpedoes, Tim Hendrickson showing us how it's done. And look at this through here, folks. Let it drift all the way out to the left. Little touch on the brakes, maybe to get a bit of rotation, then flat back on. Look at the run he's got. Oh, I tell you what, he's going to have a look here. We better take a slightly wider angle on this, or we're going to miss some of the action. As we see Hendrickson, will he get 2 for 1 here? Oh, can they fit through there? No, he's got it. Oh, a little bit of touch there on the exit. And that sees Henderson go through at the cost of... I didn't see who dropped down there, Corey. Who went there?
I'm pretty sure that was Sebastian Schultz, as Manuel Luqueta now going sideways with the 8 of Machusinski, and that has allowed Schultz to catch back up to these 2. But that has also just stirred things up in the top 5 battle. There's quite a large margin between 3rd and 4th now, Alex.
Yeah, just watching Matushinsky is likely to get into the rear of... Oh, if I can get a decent camera angle. Yeah, look, just got into the rear of Luqueta, and that sent him round, and the 9 car of Espes just sails by there. Thank you very much. Couple of freebies That'll do me. Meanwhile, Espez, he's sailed off into the distance, but we're still left with this battle of Lucetta and Schultz. I'll tell you what, he's had a rough ride. He's down to P6. Meanwhile, jumping back up front, Simmonson's run away with it, Corey. He's gone. He's off, dare I say, off to the races. 1.4 seconds and increasing. Johansson, there you go. There's a mover and shaker. Johansson up 3 positions. I'll tell you what, potentially, if there's anyone who can catch Simpson, it might be Johansson. Tucked in behind him is Kat. And Hendrickson now 4 seconds behind. That's a big margin after that incident.
Indeed it is, Alex, but that's actually a smaller margin than what it was just half a lap ago. So Hendrickson is on the charge right now, and he's also plus 5 positions from where he started in 9th. So he's definitely going to be looking to close this gap and trying to secure himself a podium position here.
Yeah, 100%. He's up the 5 positions, as you say. He's done a 44.8, which is, in fact, the fastest lap of the race by a decent margin. I imagine it was draft assisted, no doubt, but he's 3 or 4 tenths quicker than anyone else has gone out there on track so far. Meanwhile, Simonson, 1.6 and increasing. I suggest it's his race to lose from here, with Johansson and Kat chasing him down, but not bridging the gap at this stage as they come through the final chicane. Johansson, I know, takes a lot of curves. You can see him riding that first apex and the second one. The first apex of that last chicane is a dangerous one. There's usually one apex in each of these chicanes that'll damage your car, but you can see straight wings so far, which has not been the order of the week, I have to say. Most people look like they're running around with a crooked moustache at the end of these races, Corey. Oh, look at Johansson taking the Johansson line out there in the dirt, Corey.
And that is a line as close to my heart, being a dirt racer in the forefront of everything I do. But we're halfway through this race, Alex, and if the trend continues like it is right now, Simonson might actually incur some lap traffic. Just up ahead is Toshimasa Hanada and Craig Biley, and they're battling it out for 17th right now in very close quarters. So this could be like another spanner in the works that could possibly close this gap up a little bit, although highly unlikely, because we both know that Hanada and Riley are both very conscientious drivers, and they'll definitely move out of the way for the leading pack as they come through.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just watching what is now the battle pack of the race, led by Manu Lucetta. It's a battle pack of 2, 4, 5, 6 odd cars here. And they're having a race within a race now, led by Lucetta, with Schultz tucked in behind. What a race for Schultz. He started on pole. He's down 6 positions into P7, and probably licking his wounds as that battle-hardened Skippy with the bent rear wing coming through the hairpin on the tail end of lap 8 of 14 here tonight. Comes out of 8 through 9 now, and he's got a battle on his hands with Lucetta, who's no slouch. Tell you what, Manu's had some pace this season. And then you got Matsushinsky behind. Grebstad, we said he was one to watch as he found his legs. Well, he's up 6 positions into the top 10. Brett McBurney now, the leading ANZ driver, just sitting in P10 and in the SNL points, with Lee Anderson tucked in behind him as well, just some half a second behind in the Puce-powered machine. Meanwhile, jumping back up front, we do have a couple of duos. You got, although Simonson's off on his own, some 2 seconds out, and he just set the fastest lap with a 44.3, if you don't mind. 3 tenths ahead of the chasing pair of Johansson and Kat. And it looks like I said, it's Simonson's race to lose at this stage, Corey.
Well, that's right, Alex. And we know Simonson doesn't make mistakes very often, but we do know that he does still make some mistakes. We've seen it before at VIR. He made a mistake after having a big lead, and it was all for naught. Everyone caught up to him, and it turned into a great little battle. So, we could hold out hope that he'll make a mistake, but it's not something that we can hold our breath about. Also, as you're going through the field there, I noticed sitting down in 12th, after being involved in some of that earlier shenanigans, Russell Clark, in a little bit of no man's land here, but he's still just holding on to some SNL points sitting down there in 12th.
Yeah, down a couple of positions, of course, after that early incident. But as you say, hanging on to P12 and some hope of SNL points as we jump back up the front. We see Simonson all on his own now, 2.3 second lead and ever increasing with Johansson and Cat. They're looking to just settle in and probably save the fighting until the end. 44.6 for Simonson that time round, 44.9. So again, 0.3 quicker is Simonson. Although we had 44.9 from Hendrickson, and so Simonson really setting the pace out there as there's a bit of battle going through the first corner there. Look at these boys getting in amongst it. Grebstad getting it done up the inside of Matushinsky this time round. Getting the elbows out was the Norwegian driver. Oh, I tell you what, they're going to go side by side, are they, through 4? Oh, the switchback, Matushinsky. Oh, that's going to get messy. Oh, as is the camera work there, but I'll tell you what, Grebstad, he's held on to it around the outside of turn 4 there. But it is looking like it might. Look, he's just on the cusp of losing it. Oh, Matushinsky's gone around. Did he have some help from the 12 car there? I don't know. Brett McBurney, maybe. Let me see if I can't.
I dare say he will, Alex. It looks like McBurney there missing the edge of his nose cone there. So maybe a little bit of contact there was definitely what happened.
Yeah, it looks to have been. Unfortunate for Matushinsky there. Grebstad, though, he's making every post a winner. He's skipped away there. He's now up 7 positions and looking to chase down, if he can, the guys in front who I think he was with Lucetta before. He's now 1.4 seconds behind, looking to bridge that gap. Meanwhile, Lucetta and Schultz, they're looking to hang on to P6 and 7 and maybe make those positions their own. 44.1 up front for Simonson as he crosses the line on the start of lap 11. That's decent undrafted time, Corey. Next thing you know, he'll be in the 43s, which is, I'm sure, boggling the mind of many, given that he hasn't got any draft out there.
And that just makes you imagine, what he could be possible of if he did have draft and someone fast enough to be able to handle the speed that he's got when he's doing the drafting. Because what he's doing right now all by himself is an absolutely Herculean effort. But possibly he might get a little bit of draft within the next lap or two from Craig Biley and Toshimasa Hanada, as they are just up the road. But with 3.5 laps left to run in this one, Alex, I don't think anyone's going to be able to catch Benny.
No, I think he's off. He's done and dusted here, pending incident, of course. Just following through now, Hendrickson, Espes still going around, line astern, Lucetta. Seems to be a battle of 2x2 at the moment, Lucetta and Schultz. Grebstad looking to stay an island in unto himself, although he's only got the 1 second from McBurney and Anderson. As we jump back up front, we see Simonson off in the distance. What can he do this time round as far as purple lap times goes, with Johansson and Cat now coming into that final chicane once more with 3 laps to go as they cross the line this time round. Simonson, just the can we get the magic 43? That's what we're going for this time. No, 44.7 this time round, and these guys keeping the consistency, I have to say. That was about half a second slower, but the boys behind Cat and Johansson still sticking with it. Hendrickson and Espes now. Espes seems pretty content to let Hendrickson lead it out. But behind, look, they're all straight. What's the word I'm looking for? They're strung out like Brown's cows here tonight, Corey. It's no Phillip Island race, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, there is still those couple of drafting zones, but it's just not enough to keep everyone within that one little pack. But that's what makes this race, as the five of Dennis Johansson, they're getting a lot of curb in the first chicane. And here comes a battle for second with Anthony Cat going around the outside of the butte into Gilles Villeneuve. And it looks like there is a change for second, Alex.
Got it done through that second chicane there, did Cat. with the less than 3 laps remaining now, about 2.5 laps to go. He's decided that now is the time to get the racing started. Johansson showing the nose into the hairpin there at 8. Just trying to unsettle the driver of Anthony Catt in front, but still getting on with it. Here we are with Johansson this time around on board, showing the nose once again, but he's still got time. When you're this close, there's no need. Look at him, he'll ride this chicane pretty hard there on the second apex, tucked up in behind the gearbox of Anthony Catt. Will he pull out? Looks like he will. Try and get the move done into turn 1. Lightly braking down 1 gear. Catt seeds the corner, maybe tries the over-under on the way out. These boys just having fun at this stage, playing a bit of ducks and drakes to see who wants to lead and who wants to follow as far as strategy goes for the final couple of laps, Corey.
Well, that's all they can do at the moment, Alex. I mean, there's only the 2 of them there, and it's definitely going to be a little bit of a smoke and mirrors game here to see who's going to stand where on the podium. Likewise, just up in front of them, Benny Simonson is just about in the draft range of Toshimasa Hanada now, and he's just about going to be able to maybe push a little bit on this last lap. But again, he's not looking flustered in the way that he's driving or anything. It's just all cool, calm, and collected. He's not hitting any of the curbs too hard. He's just racing the perfect race right now, Alex.
Absolutely. And, Hanada and Briley, they're having their own, or Biley, they're having their own race here for P17 and 18. These two battling it out. They won't be thanking Simonson if he gets in amongst it, although he's really only got the 1 lap to go. He might just back off a little bit, I don't know, and leave them to it. He's got enough of a gap now. What's he out by? 3 seconds. He's got enough time for these two to have their race and let him be. And he's that kind of fellow, probably will. Hopefully he doesn't make me eat my words. Oh, big lock up from Johansson, the front left, locked up into the chicane there. And we see Catt now looking to take full advantage as they cross the line with the white flag starts waving. Although the flag marshal's not there, he's not waving his flag tonight. That's a bit disappointing. I gave him a big rev up and he wasn't there, Corey.
Oh, he might be off due to the events going on in the world at the moment, Alex. Hopefully, if that is the case, he gets better very quickly. If not, then we might need to look at terminating his contract being the flag waiver. But at the moment, it's still Johansson leading the way from Catt here for the battle for the minor placings in the podium. And both of them using a little bit of the dirt there, as just in the background, Hendrickson using a lot of the dirt and then some. Oh, these guys are getting a little bit wild here on the last lap, Alex.
There's you see Johansson defended into that first chicane there. Side by side, these boys are going now into the second chicane. They really want that second step. Catt shows the nose. I tell you what, very difficult to get 2 cars through there. They've done it successfully where so many before them have failed. And it's Johansson getting the drive out of the corner. That really protects him from the next overtaking zone, which is at the end of this short straight into turn 8. It's the corner name that I cannot pronounce. There's too many letters that don't really go together there, but I'm sure they make sense to someone from Belgium, but not for me. As they come up out through turn 9 now, will Catt be close enough? I don't think he will. And it'll be Johansson, no doubt, getting theirs. Oh, this time round, it's Simonson looking to take the victory as Briley sort of gets out of the way there. Catt and Johansson, nose to tail, they cross. Here we go with Espes and Hendrickson. Who will get the chocolates? It is Hendrickson. Schultz and Luqueta. Looks like Schultz has got that little battle under control. McBurney now on the front of the trailing pack there with a number of them. I did tell you, well, how close did Grebstad get? He got fairly close, I think, but didn't make an impact beyond the, what was it, 9th position, so up 6 spots. In fact, he lost one. He was up 7 there for a while, so McBurney did a number on him there at some stage by the looks, Corey.
Indeed it does, but it's still a very stout effort there by Grebstad, gaining that many positions on what I would consider a fairly difficult track to pass on. Definitely no mean feat. Likewise for Hendrickson, even though he only gained 5, he gained them pretty quickly, and he took them with authority. As at the moment, it looks like Russell Clark giving Hendrickson a little bit of a push around the track as a faux victory lap. I don't think they'll make it all the way around because at one point or another, Russell Clark's probably just going to give it the full berries and put him around, as they just about do that right now. But all in all, it was a very great race. As yep, there it goes right there. That was the end of someone's engine.
Always have a bit of fun, boys, there at the end of the race, but we might just grab a look at the race results rather than the shenanigans. Yeah, there we go. No, hang on. Let's do this one. This will be better. There we go. Round 10 from Zolder for Sunday Night Lights. Season 20. Benny Simerson, he didn't grab pole tonight. Didn't grab the Triple Crown, but he got 2 out of 3, which ain't bad, as they say. Fastest lap and the win. They're continuing his great run of success here this season. Dennis Johansson, great job getting up through the order. He up three positions from where he started in P5, grabbing second place from your third place getter tonight, Anthony Catt from UKNI. Tim Hendrickson made a fairly hard charge through the field, up 5 positions, if I'm not mistaken, for Team Torpedo. Great position, great finish there in P4. Pablo Espes for R70 team, similarly up a few there. 3, in fact, to take out and round out your top 5. Sebastian Schultz had a rough night out at the office, it has to be said, after setting a great blistering time to put him on pole, down a few to finish in P6 tonight. Manu Luqueta for Thrustmaster Movano Racing, the sole Movano Racing driver here tonight with no Enzo Cantor. Finishing in P7 and representing well. Brett McBurney in P8 tonight, the leading ANZ driver. Håkon Grebstad for Team Ovaltine, up quite a number. In fact, I think he might have been the biggest mover tonight, up 6 positions to finish in P9. George Matusinski finishing in P10 after an adventurous race. Russell Clark, after qualifying 10th for Team Milo, he's managed to finish in P11 after that early race incident and well inside, well, just inside the Sunday Night Lights points. The Puce-powered machine of Lee Anderson finishing in P12 in the final points scoring position. Thomas Torp back with us again tonight in P13 tonight. Alvaro Garcia in P14. P15 tonight was Mark Van Dalen. P16, Craig Biley from ANZ. Japan's Toshimasa Hanada in P17. And Team Milo's Ben Snell. Couple of laps down there, rounding out your field. Oh, no, hang on. I must have to go over the page. Is there an over the page? I thought we had 20 drivers here tonight. It's only showing me... can I click and go? No.
There should be an over the page.
There should be an over page. It was John Scholz and Alex Tapia Vico. And it's just not going over the page, Corey. I don't know what's going on. Anyway.
I don't know either.
Oh, well. There you go.
I do also want to
hang on. There it is. John Scholz, Alex Vico, 19th and 20th. Our 2 retirements for the night. Oh, thank heavens we got that done. All right, Corey, go ahead.
I do also want to point out, Alex, Thomas Torp started 19th and finished in 13th. So just like Håkon Grebstad, +6 for the race. So, incredible feats of racing going on up and down the field with a lot of people gaining quite a few positions.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got a couple in the broadcast green room. And I'm just trying to find the order in which to take them, because we like to go in finishing order, right? So we'll do that one and do a bit of that one, and we'll bring up Mr. Dennis Johansson. There we go. Dennis Johansson, welcome to the Sunday Night Lights broadcast booth. Congratulations. Up a few and grabbed a handy P2 tonight on the night.
Yeah, more luck than anything, I guess. I haven't been very happy about this track this week. And I must just say, again, Benny, he just shows what he's capable of.
Yeah.
Once he's out there, man, there's no way to catch him.
Yeah, absolutely. He was right on form here tonight, wasn't he? He got away from and got a little bit of a gap and just built it. I mean, he did a 44-1, which is pretty handy undrafted, but certainly you must be happy at least being able to hang on for P2 there and what looked to be a bit of fun there with Anthony Cat.
Oh yeah, I was just on edge all the time, and that first chicane is just like it's a risk every single time I go through it. I can't figure out what gear I'm taking it in. It's just a big struggle really. But yeah, I'm happy with second.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, Dennis, did you want to? I tried to get the new team name in the livery, in the overlays tonight. I thought I'd plugged it in, but I hadn't. The new team name, mate, and anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Of course, the new team showing the new colors for Borussia Esports, which was nice. Of course, hope we could have won it instead. Another notice though, I'm not Swedish. I'm Danish, and you have the Swedish flag in my name, which is horrible.
I know. Can I tell you? I've written to the guys that do the overlay, and I've said, hey, how about we fix that up and do something a little bit more Scandinavian rather than. I know. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm working on it.
It will be fixed then. Okay, I don't have to sue you next time then.
Well, hopefully it's fixed next week, but we'll see what they've had to say. All right, mate. Thank you for joining. It's always great to have you on track and great to have a chat afterwards,
Thanks, man.
mate. So we'll talk to you soon.
Good to be back. Take care, boys.
There you go, Corey. That was Dennis Johansson. Great to see you back and on track, and always good for a chat as well.
Yeah, and it's surprising to hear that he's been disappointed with his performance. I thought P2 would have been a great position considering how this race unfolded. But, Dennis is very hard on himself. And if he's not right up there battling for the win, you know that he's not going to be very happy about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do that one. There you go. Driver interview. Perfect. Very good. All right, next driver interview. We'll grab up Mr. Tim Hendrickson. Tim, the Flying Dutchman. He's got out there. He's got up 5 positions, I think, at the end there. And how was the racing out there for you tonight?
Not eventful. I had 3 people touch my bum. Did some side by side. Did some net coding of Sebastian Schultz. It was good. Good, classic Skippy racing, I'd say.
Perfect. There was a bit of action out there. I'll tell you what, I thought the warm-up race tonight had flavours or sights from Phillip Island last week with, 10 cars line astern, and then the lot here tonight just decided to go off 2x2 and race amongst themselves.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of similarities with the warm-up, yeah, because in the pro warm-up, I got, Lee Anderson up my bum. This race, I got Gil got my bum. I see a pattern emerging here. It's going to be a massive queue every race, and every race I'm in, I just get hit up the bum, which isn't great.
Well, hopefully not, and hopefully if we see you again soon, it won't be anything like that, and people will keep their hands to themselves. In the meantime, though, Tim, anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, you guys for putting on the greatest iRacing broadcast. Way better than RaceBot, way better than any other broadcast. I'd like to thank Team Torpedo for being the greatest team in the Skip Barber, at least. Other cars were quite poop, really. We try. Yeah, that's it. Oh, Alex, I'm going to test you again.
Oh, here
What's
we
the
go.
track for next week?
The track for next week. Oh, you are going to test me
You
again.
haven't done your prep, have you?
We're not going to go to Zandvoort again until the special round of week 30. Yeah, I know, but we get a double bite at it. You'd think they'd give us a bit of variety, wouldn't you? But no, we're at Canada next week. We're at Gilles Villeneuve. So. Yeah. Look at us go, eh? So some more straights and chicanes and a hairpin. So it's rather a bit like this week, right?
I like that, Jack. I might show up again if I can be bothered.
Well, there you go.
It's too hot.
There you go. There's an enticing offer for next week's broadcast, folks. So thank you once again for joining us, Team Torpedo, Tim Hendrickson. We'll talk to you soon, mate.
Bye.
There you go, folks. Team Torpedoes, Tim Hendrickson. Always a bit of a lark and likes to get in amongst it as well, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. It's always a little bit of fun to have Jimi Hendrickson join us in the booth for our interviews. Always brings a little bit of extra character level to what can be sometimes monotonous driving, but he always seems to try and make it a little bit interesting, albeit with a little bit of no touching that I will not condone. I do not condone anything to do with his bottom.
Well, there you go. It certainly fills the void on a week where we don't have Mr. Cantor in the booth. But we'll. I didn't realise you liked my joke that much. There, Ben. But we got Mr. Ben Snell here joining us for Team Milo, of course. Not the race you were looking for out there, mate.
Oh, hello. No, that was absolutely terrible. Yeah, welcome back to Skippies after having a break and absolutely making a mess of it. Yeah, sorry to the two guys I killed on that too, but yeah, not great.
Oh no, we missed it, unfortunately. Oh no, actually, it was into turn one, wasn't it? There was.
Yeah, we're about to see it on the broadcast by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think the rear went. Was that under early braking and the rear just let go?
Yeah, I decided to go 3 wide into turn one because that's always the best option to take early in a race. And I thought I'll be smart about it and I'll lift out of it early and brake a little bit early, and I wouldn't have an issue. And then of course I've braked and downshifted, and the rear's just snapped on me, and I was a passenger, and unfortunately, yeah, that was heaps good. Then I pitted because my car was broken, drove out, first chicane out, broke my front wing completely off the car, and then proceeded to 1x my way until I got DQ'd with like 2 laps to go.
Oh
So
no, I missed
it was a great race,
Oh no, I
and it
missed the
still
DQ.
wasn't the worst race for Milo. Of course, Scholtzy had his SNL curse again.
Yeah, there's a driver, I tell you what, who's improved so much, just can't buy any luck, could he?
No, he did so well in the warm up race, and he was so concerned about getting himself in. Obviously with the super high softs this week, and then unfortunately for Scholtzy SNL.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the one. All right, mate. Listen, thank you for joining us here on Track and in the booth, and we might even get a bit more Ben Snell in next week's broadcast as well. But listen, anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Well, of course, always you guys for putting on the broadcast. The weeks I haven't been racing, I've still been watching. It's looking nice and slick now with the new overlays and stuff. So great job for you guys for putting on the broadcast. Of course, big shout out to Team Milo, and of course, as always, Russell says hi.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ben, and we'll no doubt talk to you soon.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, Corey, Mr. Ben Snell, who did manage to have a pretty ordinary night, as it turns out, on his return to Sunday Night Lights. But hopefully he can do a bit better in the coming weeks and get in amongst the points once again.
I'm not too much sure about next week because I'm expecting him to be in the booth with you here next week. Since my racing activities that were meant to be on today got rained out and postponed. But unfortunately, that's just the way racing goes sometimes. We were hoping for a big triumphant return here for Ben, and unfortunately, the racing just didn't go his way. But in a couple of weeks, hoping to see him bounce back bigger and better than ever.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And what's coming up in the week of Mr. Steinhauser?
All right, so on Tuesday we have the Fastlane Esports Series, the Fixed Pro Late Models, and the Open 410 Sprint Cars. I'm not sure what track we're at. It's probably going to be a track that I dislike because that's just the way the cookie crumbles these days. On Wednesday, we have Output Racing League live on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel, twitch.tv/Aussie_Sim_commentator, live from the Dover Speedway, the Monster Mile. And that one should be an interesting race. On Thursday evening, it's going to be the return of the ODSE ASC series, and I'm pretty sure we're going to Eldora for that one. So that one should be fairly interesting. Friday morning, I'm going to be doing NIS from Dover as well. The half race distance of the real life counterpart to the race. So that one should be fun. The last time there was a little bit of a glitch that kind of made my result not so good, but hopefully some redemption for that one. And Saturday, the second last round, I do believe it is, of the US ANZ series. So that one should be another cracking race in itself, Alex.
Beautiful. Other than that, folks, make sure you join us here next week for round 11 of Sunday Night Lights, season 20, where we'll be off to Montreal, as we said. Thank you once again for those of you who do support us both on the track and off. Make sure you hit the follow button, the like and subscribe sort of stuff. If you're around, everything that we do, all the different places you can find both Corey and myself are on the screen at the moment. This race broadcast will be uploaded to the Top Split YouTube channel. Join us on the Discord link that you see on your screen at the moment, where we do the race broadcast and the post-race interviews, if you'd like to join us for a chat after the race. But until next time, folks, and on behalf of the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser, I've been your host, Alex McKellar. And until next week, I will say ciao for now.